Those whose desire to eat continues beyond that are most likely experiencing gnawing pains in the stomach associated with a long-standing abuse of that organ and not true hunger, which, by the way, should be felt in the mouth and throat as thirst is.
You look very energetic and cheerful about this. Do you feel you've undergone some improvement during your stay here?
Definitely. I've seen a lot of small improvements. One of them is there's a smaller tumor about the size of a walnut beneath my large tumor on my breast, and that has decreased to about half its size. Also, my chemotherapy scars continuing to get less visible. You can hardly see it now. And another thing I noticed the other night is when I got the cancer, I'd gotten a lot of little brown mole type things on my body, and I noticed last night that they've kind of disappeared. Plus, I'm just feeling good generally, so I think yes, I'm seeing improvement.
Well, I wanted to lose weight, I wanted to improve my hearing, and I have a couple of tumors that I wanted to remove.
And how long have you been fasting now?
Well, this is the 21st day.
It's a long time. Have you noticed any changes in
oh yes, a lot.
Condition?
Mm-hmm. My blood pressure is much better, and I think there's just a little improvement in my hearing. And but there's quite an improvement in the tumor that I had here.
In the throat.
Mm-hmm.
I've subscribed to Healthful Living, and of all the health people I've read as far as natural hygiene, I admire T.C. Fry because he's a purist, and so I thought his retreat would be the best. And I wanted to learn how to properly break a fast, so that I could do it on my own then after that, and how to, I wanted to be in an environment where I could see other people who are hygienists and how they ate, and what combinations they mixed and how good they looked.
have we been good examples for you?
Yes, yeah, it's been inspiring.
Yeah, were you here, I mean, specifically, you came to lose weight as well as to
lose weight and detoxify.
Well, I've had pretty much a lifelong of problems with sicknesses, medications, and gradual increase in weight. And I didn't know, I had tried many different methods to try to lose the weight and always became sick again, and then the weight would pile up again. So my sister seemed to be doing so well with natural hygiene that I wanted to know what made the difference, and she started telling me about it, and I thought I would come and try it.
Did you find what you expected to find?
A lot more than I expected to find. I was excited about it, but I really didn't know what to expect. I had read some books of TC's before I came down, TC Fry's, and listened to some tapes, and I was very impressed with what he had to say, and it made a lot of sense to me because I'm a nurse and I worked in the medical field and never saw any answers not only to my own problems but to other people's. So a lot of what he had to say made sense to me, so I was very excited to learn more here. And then the fasting was a...
Have you learned or have you learned enough, do you think, to go on with in a natural hygiene lifestyle?
Oh yes, because it's the first thing I found that's worked.
Good.
I had a severe back problem.
A severe back?
Major.
Has it corrected itself?
Yes, definitely. I mean, I couldn't go to school at all because I had such a bad back pain. And now I don't feel it at all.
I had some problems. My wife had some problems. And it looks to me like my wife is coming along beautiful. And my problems were that I got rid of a hemorrhoid problem. I got rid of a carpal tunnel syndrome, whereby at night I would get up in the middle of the night and I couldn't sleep. I had like needles sticking in my hand, and it was painful. I had to get up and walk around and shake it until it went away. And no one can do anything for me, except I came down here and now it's completely gone.
Well, it kind of starts back to when I was 17. In June of '86, they found that I had Hodgkin's disease, which is a form of lymph cancer. And I went through chemotherapy and radiation, and I had surgery, and then they told me that I was in remission last March. And so thought everything was fine, and then a couple weeks ago I had x-rays because I had to keep going back to my doctor every month or so, and I'd have to get chest x-rays because that's where it started, and they found something that wasn't supposed to be there. So I had a CAT scan, and they found I had, quote, bothersome lymph nodes, which they don't know what it was, but they wanted to make me go through all the tests that I had before, like bone marrow and things like that, and another surgery, which I really didn't want to go through. And my dad had just been introduced to like Fit for Life type of a thing, and so he thought, well, why don't you go to Texas? And so I figured I'd go to Texas and see if it did anything, and if it worked, then there was no reason why I had to go through all the other tests, and that's why I'm here.
So you're here. And how long have you been here now?
A week.
A week, and you've been fasting that 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
And do you feel? Do you have feel any different? Are you any improvements, or the other way? Do you feel worse for having done the fasting?
Well, sometimes I have headaches and stomach aches, but most of the time my head's a lot clearer, and
you're totally off of medication now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I primarily came here to just live on fruit and vegetables for the whole month, but I decided I would take a fast when I found out that it might be to my advantage.
Mm-hmm. What day of your fast is this?
This is the 6th day.
Mm-hmm. Are you experiencing any improvements in your conditions?
Yes, my skin has become clearer. My thinking has certainly cleared up. And mental alertness, I should say, not my thinking.
My semi-paralyzed leg is getting more function, loosening up. I'm still eliminating salt, and I don't know where all that salt came from, but...
You taste it?
Yeah.
Tumor, where's this tumor?
Down in the lower colon.
You can tell that it's lessening in size?
Oh yes, it's been breaking up and bleeding. May I quote a poem?
Yes.
I think that will better state why we're here.
All right.
There was this 4-pound cane that this lady walked with pain. The doctor said, of course, your pain is going to get worse unless this drug I ordain. The husband stepped in and said, no, to a fast in Texas we'll go. We'll let nature say how much you must pay for neglecting your body so. She spent her days fasting and rested, eating raw foods. She's ready to be tested. Gone is her pain. Throw away that cane. She's waltzing her way through Texas.
Well, thank you. That's very appropriate. And what day did she throw away that cane? What day of her fast?
She was here, if I remember correctly, on about the 5th or 6th day.
And she no longer had to use it?
No longer.
That's very quick results.
Yes.
Really surprised how efficient, how effective it is. I come here pretty sick with my hip, you know, and I can hardly walk, and my left knee and my left shoulder and my hand numb right now.
Sounds like you were arthritic.
Arthritic, with it. Dr. Penn says I had arthritis, and there's no cure for it.
Which day of your fast is it?
The 3rd day.
3rd day. Do you notice any progress as yet?
Yes, I noticed it almost immediately. I mean, not the 1st day, because I sleep well at night. I noticed that. And before this, I toss. Like I'd sleep on the right side, my hip would hurt. And my shoulder would hurt. And I guess I was driving Louise nuts. Excuse my language.
But that's your wife?
That's my wife, Louise.
Yeah. So how do you feel now when you sleep on your shoulder or your hip?
Well, I don't feel anything. I just sleep, that's all.
Hey, it's already getting better then.
Oh, I'm really pleased about it.
Well, you realize, of course, that most people who undergo fasting and a raw food diet will reverse the problem, aren't you?
I'm really surprised. I mean, after, you know, I have a friend of mine, the General Bossmeyer from Fort Wayne, he had a plastic hip put in out in Mayo Clinic. And he's very unhappy.